It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a flying canine, it's a WolfHawk. It's a swooping, snarling, no use hollering WolfHawk. In the burning sun, even outlaws run when they hear that screeching howl. WolfHawk.
All right, welcome to WolfHawk Comedy. I'm one of your hosts, Elliot Broder.
I'm Lizzy Wolfson.
And I'm Mac Hawkburns.
And we have a great episode for you today. Super excited. The weather here in Denver, it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like we should just stop saying it's good because that's been a theme. The
I know.
weather is fine.
It's fine today. It's not good today. It's cloudy. It's a little chilly.
I
And
think we're going to get another snowstorm.
Denver smells like Purina dog food right now.
Smells like snow.
I think inside, I passed the Purina dog food factory, and my car now currently smells like dog food.
That happens. So I guess for the people that don't live in Denver, there's a dog food factory and a bunch of feedlots kind of to the north and the east of Denver.
Right off the highway, though. That's
right
the
off
problem.
the highway. But when we have weather events, they come from the north. So usually, if Denver smells really stinky,
It's dog food. It's burning.
but also
Like,
it means it's gonna snow probably.
beaks and hooves, and then corn. That's what I smell.
Beaks and hooves
You
and
can
corns.
pick out the beaks and the hooves.
That's just byproduct. It's just like Purina has this tendency to just do like, it'll say like chicken byproduct, and it normally just means like not the meat, more or less.
Just all the bad parts.
All the bad parts.
Just grind it all up.
They're not even bad on their own. It's just not great when you cook it up hot, fast.
They just had to stop
burn
putting it in chicken nuggets because of the bits. People kept finding chunks of stuff.
And also more people started getting dogs, so they needed it for the dog food. And then
Bigger
corn.
market.
Corn, yellow, like yellow corn, but it's not even like the good part of corn. It's like the bad parts of corn too.
The stems.
the
They just
stems.
give them the leaves.
It's like everything that they like put it in, and then they make like a really cute bag with like a cute little model, like a dog model, and then they're like, "This is the best thing." And then people go in the store and they go, "Well, my grandfather he fed dog chow, so it must be good." And I don't know why anybody would ever think that the dog chow that your grandfather fed is the same that you're buying today, because it's a
People
corporation.
believe in brand loyalty.
Yeah,
That's
brand
true.
loyalty. Yeah, and you know what the cool thing about brand loyalty is they will make it cheaper for them to make and more expensive for you to buy every single time,
Oh yeah,
no matter
don't
what.
even get me started on capitalism, dude.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Purina
man.
is Nestle. Purina, I mean, it's Nestle. So
Purina's
it's not
owned
like
by Nestle?
Yeah, they're owned by
is-
Nestle. So it's like, which is, I mean, in general,
man.
it's not even just that it's a candy company. It's that it's
They've
on
got both
everything
sides of the
company.
market.
It's a huge conglomerate.
The chocolate market and
It's
the
all of
dog
them.
food market. They have both
and the water market.
both sides of the equation.
They've got all of it. And the cool thing about Denver is you get to smell that.
You get to see that happen
Sometimes
live.
you
Right
get more
here.
sunny days, but then also there's a quarter of the year where you have to smell.
I'm just
dog
glad
food
I live
driving
in
wherever
South
you go.
Denver. We don't have a dog food factory that I have to smell.
One day.
I only smell fucking weed stores.
Well,
which
that's
is
because you're on
great.
Green Mile. That's what they call
Just
it, Green
smells
Mile, because
weed-
that's
like
where all
weed.
the.
That's another thing we should make clear. It's only one part of Denver that smells like dog food. It's not like all of Denver.
Okay,
that
well, that's
smells-
to get here.
That's true. That's true. To
Guys,
get
I have
here.
to fucking pass it. I have to pass it.
Yeah.
Let's bring in our guest because he's already talking.
Yeah.
He couldn't help himself. He was just
Never.
so excited to talk about dog food. We have an amazing guest for you today. Local Denver comedian. So funny. Give it up, you guys. Put your hands together.
Yeah. Welcome
Clap
to the
it
podcast.
for real hard. Give him so much love. Joshua Emerson.
Josh Emerson. How
Oh,
you doing?
hi, everybody. It's me, Joshua. Hi. Hello.
Do you like going by Joshua or Josh?
It depends if I'm trying to get a bank loan or not.
All right.
That's-
I thought you were about to say it depends on if I'm trying to get my dick sucked.
I mean,
Joshua.
yeah.
It's Joshua.
I'm Joshua for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever meet Josh Fournier, another Native American Navajo comic named
Yeah.
Josh,
Yeah.
he's Josh. I'm Joshua.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And
okay.
I think you can see that in us.
I just did a show with him not too long ago. I did Sushi High with him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Was he funny?
Oh yeah, super funny.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
awesome. So you're more of an adult. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just had that beaten into me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah.
that you are Joshua.
I had a Catholic father.
Yeah.
That's what I had. Okay.
I gave you this name, and you say the whole thing.
That's right. It's in
We
the
need
Bible.
all
All
the
right.
syllables.
It's in the Bible.
Yo, it doesn't say Josh in the Bible.
Oh, it
all
doesn't
right?
say Josh in the Bible?
It says Joshua.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeshua. Well, wasn't that Jesus' name in Hebrew? Yeshua?
Yeshua
Right?
in Aramaic. But
In
yeah,
Aramaic, yeah.
absolutely.
So can we call you Yeshua?
Yeah, please do.
That just sounds like the weirdest, like we're trying to be cultured white person stuff. Yeshua, right?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about this in the car. And I don't know who said this to me, but I know that it was a cis straight white man. But I said something about Native Americans, and he went, actually, they like to be called Indians. And I went,
What?
when you say that, it makes me not believe you. Because it's a wild thing to say. And it's also like the way he said it.
Yeah.
With such
It was
confidence.
actually, and I'm like, you could also say, oh, I was talking to my Native American friend the other
Exactly.
day. And it was like, there is like kind of this push and pull between like the two names, you know, and so it can be a little bit confusing. But instead, it was so mansplained that I was like,
That's wild.
I'll only say Native American for the rest of my life now because I don't even remember who you were. I don't remember your face.
Right.
But I'm only going to say that now because of the way that you said it to me.
How
Exactly. Because
confidently you said it.
you sound like you're wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
I want to be, I want to be right-ish.
Exactly.
At
Yeah.
least.
Just sound like
You
a
know?
bigot. You're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
Yeah.
Say Native American. Say I guess you could say Indian. It feels so like 80s. You know? What
Yeah,
I
it
mean?
feels very 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of natives that hold on to the 80s. I don't know why. But,
Sure.
You know, so.
I also watched a comic one time do. He did the classic Indian feather dot joke, and
Oh,
then
this
I
sounds
was
like
like,
an
I
Austin.
again still don't want to say that.
Sounds
still.
like an Austin bit.
No. It was Colorado Springs.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Same style of comedy.
Very similar, and so then it made me feel weird too, because then I was like, oh, people might get this mixed up, right? And so it does feel like, I don't know. I would prefer to say something that's nicer.
Sure.
It sounds better.
And doesn't sound like
The Joshua,
it's
if you will,
1975. Yeah, 1975.
Yeah. Indigenous is Joshua. And
Indigenous
Indian
is the Joshua.
Josh. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are Native American. For
I am.
The people that are not watching this on YouTube and Spotify, but you should be watching it because then you get to see us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we have the video, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we'll do some
You can
clips.
see that I didn't shower or anything today. I think my hair is probably
You look
sticking
great.
up a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, you smell
Thank you.
bad, but you look great.
Yeah,
okay?
they don't. YouTube
We don't
will
have
never know.
smell-o-vision yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I
Cameras
do
aren't
also
that
have a lot
nice.
of clips. The same way I was saying I have a lot of clips of him saying I also have a lot of clips of his hair being wild.
I believe
So
it.
we're just
man.
stacking them up.
I don't really care about my physical appearance.
Yeah, you're almost autistic. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Turns out
He's so ADD that he's almost autistic,
Yeah.
and so he just doesn't care.
it's true. Yeah. Well, and honestly, I just decided that, like I am a person that, as an ADHD diagnosed person, like sometimes I will get caught doing like a task. I think like that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
And so the less I do,
Then you'll never get
the
caught.
less
They can't
chance
get
I
me,
get
you know?
stuck.
They can't
Yeah,
get
exactly.
me if I'm always moving.
And especially morning wise. Like
Yeah.
if I can't do any of that shit, then I can't be late. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If I
Uh-huh.
just wake up and get out of bed and then come here,
How do you do your hair?
no way I'm gonna be late.
Lately I just been not doing it.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. I'm sorry. We had you made fun of him for doing the same thing that you do, but you have a hat.
Did you not know I'm a hypocrite?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Well, long hair is definitely. I feel like I used to have long hair and I couldn't do it. It was the maintenance was too much.
What in terms of the brushing?
The brushing,
Or-
that's what he's saying.
The showers do take longer.
Yeah, having to
Yeah.
wash it really. That's. I'm just gonna sound like a real bum.
I know.
With short
Yeah.
hair though, I can wash my hair like once a week. No problems.
Sure.
What
but
do you?
when I had long hair, it was like I had to wash it almost every day, and I had to use conditioner. And
Yeah.
I was just like, this is.
So
I try to
Too
do
much
every
work.
other day. I try because
I feel weird saying Joshua. Is that weird? I'm gonna say it though.
you can say danger.
I don't know why in my in my head it is still Josh. I don't think that you
say
would.
Josh. Say Josh is perfectly fine.
When I look at you, I go. I don't think he
both
can.
are inside me. That right?
Right,
All
right.
Yeah, I'm both. Okay.
I'm like, I don't think he can actually get alone from a bed. Yeah, Josh
Me?
sounds better. Yeah,
That's fair.
that's fair. No, but as somebody who has luscious, long black hair, What's the maintenance? What's the?
Yeah. I take a shower every other day. I used to use horse mane and tail.
Mane and tail,
which was nice. Those horses, they got the hair care on lock.
Okay, so this is also back to the Purina thing. This is going to be another thing
Uh-oh.
too. Of being like, my
Oh,
dad
no.
used this. His hair was great.
Uh-huh.
It must be the same product. I've got a feeling it's not.
Dang.
Dang.
To be fair, I haven't looked
Yeah.
at the ingredients.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if there's beaks in there.
When you pick
There
it up,
probably
when you
is.
buy it,
Actual mane.
The secret is chicken beaks.
It's corn.
Actually.
it's corn also, which is why it's good on your hair.
Yeah, I used to fuck with mane and tail though. It makes your hair nice and strong and shiny.
Yeah.
Wait a second. When you buy it, it's on the lowest level.
It is on the lowest shelf in Safeway.
Okay.
When you go, but it is in the hair care aisle.
It's usually, I feel like,
Where else would it?
It's not next to the dog food.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
all
saying.
yeah, it's in the human section. I feel like
It's
whenever
not next to the horse food.
whenever I would buy mane and tail, when I had long hair, I lived in the South, and they would sell mane and
South.
tail in the
Hear how he says it?
the ethnic hair section. It was in like
Oh.
the. It was with
I
like.
need more quotations on that. All right, just
It was in the. Well, I mean, I say that. I didn't say that. That's what it would say at the grocery store, which I always thought like Walmart. That's pretty bold, you
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh.
But it would just be like, you know, non-white people hair stuff in this
Right.
aisle, and then
The
that
color
whole
section.
aisle is locked up. It's like, okay, guys, come on.
The colors. Yeah, we're not gonna say that, okay? We're not. You can say it. We're not gonna say it.
But I remember, having to like ask. I'd be like, "Hey, can you unlock the mane and tail for me?" And they would always be like, "Oh yeah, you got nice hair." And
Aw.
then I'd be like, "Thank you. That's because I use the mane and tail. Can you just unlock
Did
it,
you
please?"
look at it and say that's because I'm black.
You should have.
So when you do it, it's a 2-in-1. Is that what we're working with? A
No,
2-in-1?
no. I do the.
Okay.
I do the.
That's the
two.
shampoo.
I saw shampoo and conditioner. Yeah, because especially the days I work as a gorilla for Casa Bonita. In those days, I sweat so much in my hair.
You mean like you dress up in a
gorilla suit?
gorilla suit for
Yeah.
Casa Bonita here in Denver,
Yeah.
and then you scare children.
If you come to Casa Bonita, don't fucking touch the gorilla. Please. All right.
Stop trying to touch my.
One. That's why I had to do it straight to camera. Okay. Don't touch the gorilla.
Yeah.
All right.
Stop trying
Pretend
to
like
touch
it's
my
a real
titties.
gorilla at a zoo. Give it some space.
Yeah, give us
Alright.
your face.
Let it work.
R.I.P. Harambe.
Yeah.
Just really gotta.
Dude,
Now, okay, wait. Sweat. I want to get through this. Sweat.
Yeah.
So you brush it. Now the second question is, are you brushing it in the shower with the conditioner?
I don't do that.
Now that's the move. And
I've
if
never
you,
tried that. That's
Okay,
great.
so-
Tell me about it.
So that's right now. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy
Mm-hmm.
is really pushing that. And
sounds like they're just trying to sell you a waterproof brush. That's what I see.
Yeah.
what's a not waterproof brush?
It's
That's
not-
true. Yeah.
What's a not?
Is it made out of paper? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are your
That's a
brushes
good.
made out of?
I don't know. I figure sometimes they have that little movie thing. I feel like that would absorb water. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little part that lets the bristles move freely. You know, that's
yeah,
the only
yeah.
part I would think is maybe not waterproof. Like it absorbs.
All my hairbrushes are waterproof.
Okay, good.
So
Good.
that- you don't have to worry about
yeah.
that.
So I think a really nice move, and this is what I have to do for my hair. And also, just so you know, I do have a little bit of Native American in me.
Let them know. Yo,
But that's
light
not where
the
my hair
smoke
comes
signal.
from. That's not where my hair comes from. It comes from
That's not where my hair
black.
comes from.
Yeah, I have a little black in me too, and that's where my hair
Quit bragging
truly
now,
comes
all
from.
right? Now you're really flexing on all the Caucasians.
Yeah, baby. And that's what I do. I get my waterproof hairbrush. I go conditioner. Actually, what I do is I go co-wash. Co-wash is the new. So I go co-wash, which is like kind of shampoo-y, but like actually more just conditioner. And I only actually really shampoo my hair like once every like, I don't know, 6 to 10 days or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you just don't need to do it as much. You don't need to get all that stuff out as much. And then I brush it in the shower. And then I rinse it out, and then I get out of the shower, and then I go with the creams and the
Yeah.
gels. And that's the move.
Well, and hair is one of your signatures too. If I
Me?
do, yeah, I would say in
Sure.
terms of like your brand.
Gay, fat, curly hair.
Perfect. Yeah, you got the 3 right there.
Those are
Triple
right?
threat.
That's a triple threat. That's all you need to know about me.
Yeah, I know that. One thing I know, I've dated a lot of women with various textures of hair,
Yeah.
Black girls, that's what he
Yes,
meant.
exactly. What ethnic. I've dated a lot of ethnic women. All right.
At least Walmart says
It
ethnic.
sounds worse when I say it like that. No, I was just listen. They were of different. I guess they were different ethnicities, but I was just talking about the hair right now.
Okay, we're just talking about hair. Okay.
I'm from Alabama. I got to be really careful about my wording here. Okay, people are just ready to jump the gun. Hey, did that Alabama guy say something racist?
That's right. Roll Tide.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
has said it, but he didn't mean it that way. That's the problem.
but no,
So he had to-
I've heard that there is a lot more maintenance involved with curly hair.
Oh, 100%. And actual
Absolutely.
black girl hair, like, that is so much more maintenance than what I have to do.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
sometimes I look at my hair and I'm just like, I hate having to do this. And then I started watching, like, TikTok videos looking for, like, different products for my hair. And so normally it is black girls or, like,
Yeah.
Dominican girls and stuff like that. And I'm like, the maintenance that they have to do just to... Like, I get why you'd want to shave it and just do a weave. And the weaves are fucking expensive.
And the weaves have maintenance too.
They
which
have
is
maintenance. You have to
crazy.
maintain those also, and
Yeah.
they're super expensive. And so it's like, yeah, I mean, hair in general, like, yes, there is, wake up and show up. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that is
shows.
male privilege right there.
yeah.
You know what
but
I mean?
I've gotten myself down to I can get ready. I give myself an hour to get ready before I
Yeah.
leave for shows. And that is so I can take my time, and if anything happens or whatever, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
a disaster, a dog shits on the floor or something. They don't actually. They've really never done that. But any disaster or something like that, or I want a little snack or something, or I get distracted. But I can do it in 30.
Okay.
I can do it in 30, and
Give
then I
yourself
do
an
the air
hour.
dry. Yeah, and then I do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
air dry. And then what I actually do, and now my hair is going to look not great, but so I did the gel and the cream. The hat's going to like make it like really poof down because
Yeah.
it just, but I wanted it for the video. And then I shave the back, actually.
Oh yeah.
And then I go buzz. And
Got the shave.
That's gotta feel
sides.
great in the summer too.
it
Just
makes me
having
look so gay. It's insane.
You
There's
just
like
go to the barber and you're
nothing-
like, I just want the lesbian cut. And they're like, oh, shaved
Oh, yeah,
sides. Like, we got you.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's I've been in there when there's just been dykes and then like Hispanic dudes, and that's it.
Same hairstyle.
Yeah, we're just doing this, and they're like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Undercut? Can I get the undercut?"
Have you ever? Do you fade it ever, or is
Yeah,
it like?
yeah, it's kind of faded.
Would you ever put like some lines in it or something like a little? That'd be sick.
I mean, yes. I also try to like. I am one of those people that tries to make like it easier. And actually, our friend Steph does my hair, and actually, I don't know where his shop is now.
Oh yeah, he's got a new one. I haven't been to him. I need
It's
to get.
over on Colfax, but he
Do you know
does
Steph
it.
Martinez, the barber?
yeah, he's the one that does everybody's hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sort of comedy, the
Comedy-
comedy
comedy
barber
barber.
of
Yeah.
Comedy
Denver.
barber. Yeah, I could do all that extra stuff, but I don't really wear my hair up in a bun too much because I don't have the benefit of having a beard like you guys to cover my double chin. And so I like it when my hair is down a little bit because it feels like almost my beard.
Yeah, and it like thins out your face. Yeah, or
Maybe.
like frames it.
Keeps your
I don't
face
know.
warm.
Like
If I'm doing everything to distract from it. Glasses, I'm doing this. Yeah. Sometimes Nick likes to take pictures of me like below, and I'm like, oh, I love 45 chins in this picture. Nick, our producer, by the way, here at Dude IDK, amazing photographer.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
we just need to move that camera up a little bit because your girl has got a lot of chins. Yeah, he's like, better just eat less. That would help too.
He did not say that.
He did not
just
say that.
For the record.
That's not what he said.
Nick's
It's-
great
that's
guy.
the voice in my head. That's the
Very, very body positive producer.
no, the voice in my head's much meaner.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I had a friend who was Native American who in Fort Collins, and he was very sweet. He was my roommate in the sense that he was more or less homeless and slept in my room,
Why?
in my bed. I
What-
don't know.
Yeah. Like, did you know him from college, or did you?
No. So the story actually is that he was friends. I think he had met one of my roommates one night at the bar, and they had become friends. And then he needed a place to stay, and then my roommate invited him over, and he was sleeping on our couch in his little tidy whities in his couch on our couch, and I woke up in the middle of the night, didn't know that there was a adult man in his underwear on our
Adult
couch.
native man in his tidy
Just
whities. Like,
yeah, and I just thought,
dreaming. What is happening?
and I was like 19, and so I like freaked out a little bit because I was like, maybe we left the door unlocked, somebody just walked in, they think it's the wrong house, you know what I mean?
Man,
Like,
these homeless are getting really aggressive.
yeah, and
land back, baby.
I went and woke up my roommate, and I was like, "Get your gun." I was like, "There's a man." On the couch.
The most American sentence ever. You know
Get your gun.
Get your
please.
gun. There's a native in here.
Okay. Also, he was face down in the couch, so all I saw was an adult man in white underwear.
Yeah. Okay.
And But what if I didn't have that reaction if I knew he was native? That's even funnier.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to be racist though. Excuse me. What are you doing here?" And he woke him up. And he was like, "Hey man," and he was like, "Oh, I'm Jason's friend. He said I can crash on the couch." And we were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And that was it.
That was it.
And your roommate just didn't communicate that to you
I
guys?
know. You got to communicate when you're bringing a random native to the house.
Nah, I think that it was like 2008. Like iPhones had barely just come out. Like I think it was
before
more
Text messaging though. He
I
could have
think-
sent a
It
text.
was
Sure,
before
I
9/11.
think there was other things that he did that made him a bad roommate. It wasn't just that.
Yeah.
So like you have to like when you have like roommates that are just
Lower your standards.
and
of,
it's like this is just gonna get worse over time. So maybe we'll just put this one at the end. And then he just never left our house.
That's crazy.
He stayed.
For
He
how
helped
long?
us move. He would jump in and out. He would like find another place to crash at, or like find a chick to live with, and then he'd come back.
You guys were just on his rotation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We were in his rotation for sure.
On the roster, baby.
Yeah. No, not on the roster.
No?
No. Yeah, and that was when I thought I was straight.
Damn.
Too. So we're not on the roster, but yeah, it was just one of those things. He would just kind of revolve in and out, but he also like would help with the dogs, and he would like I don't know. Maybe I just needed companionship at the time. He would go to the bar with me, like
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's wild.
He was
that,
very
like,
sweet.
He traded companionship and like chores for like a place to stay.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is the
Without
most-
ever like having the actual like
Yeah. He's that's barter right there. That's he's living the ancestors' dream.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
it's
You
very
know what I
Native
mean?
American of him. yeah. It's weird. He brought us corn the first time he came over. Too.
This is our goal.
yeah.
It's like I have some cash crops I'd like to provide to the pantry.
I don't know. You know when you're just like, and I also think that like in your early 20s, it's very different. Like in your 30s, you're like, I'm not
I would never.
taking care of anybody.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I want to take care of a partner at this point. Like you know what I mean? Like you're just like
Some days you don't. For
sometimes
sure.
you
Some
don't.
days you don't.
But yeah, he would just I think in your early 20s, you're just kind of like young and dumb, and
And
like
you're just
everybody
trying things. Yeah.
crashes and hangs out, and
Yeah, I definitely think when I grew up with kind of a big family. Like I have 3 siblings, and when I first like lived on my own in college, like I had a roommate, but we were a little bit of like a party house. But I think for me partially, I was just used to having a full ass house, and so like if people were hanging out, I was like.
it was full house.
I
You're
was
right.
okay with it because it was like that was what I was used to.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
These
right.
college houses, you know, there's like 5 people. You're like, there's 3 bedrooms. Why is there 5 people?
That's true. I
And a
did
lot
live
of people, like at my college, like most people lived on campus, and on campus they were pretty strict. So we were kind of like off campus a little bit. So a couple of people would come hang out just because they couldn't like drink or smoke weed in the dorms. So they would just like come through and give, and drink and smoke weed. And we'd be like, well, I mean, if you smoke weed with us, then I guess that's fine. you
Yeah.
know?
Where did you
You're
go
gonna
to
smoke a
college?
blunt for the whole house, like I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I went to Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado. Beautiful area. If you ever go, it's like right on the mesa. Beautiful. It has a tuition waiver for native. You know.
And did you grow up Did you grow up in Arizona?
I grew up in Phoenix, going back between the city and the res. So
Okay.
my mom lived on the res and had me for winter and for summers, and then my dad lived in Phoenix and had me for the school year.
Is the res close to Phoenix? Is it like right there?
Dude, it was like a 6-hour drive.
Oh, damn.
And so like you talk
It's
about like
far
a divorce,
out there, dude.
That divorce pickup, man. Like
Dude.
the fucking in Winslow, Arizona, there's a McDonald's parking lot.
That was it. That's 3 hours. 3 hours.
Yo,
Yeah.
I still stopped through there, man, being like, damn.
That's
little
wild.
Josh. Yeah, for sure. It's still there, man. It's crazy. But yeah, my mom lived on the res, no running water. We had like a water buffalo with like a water pump. And then that's what we would use for like showers or like washing dishes.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said an animal and then you said a water pump. I don't know what you're
a water
talking about.
buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like a giant like water tank.
Oh, it's a water tank.
yeah,
Okay, and then they would
exactly.
fill it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Because you said water buffalo and I thought
That's just
the
what I've
animal.
always called it. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That makes sense though. Because
Right?
it like holds water.
Yeah, and it looks like a buffalo, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't,
Do you think in
yeah.
Egypt they call it camels or something?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Depending on what's around.
It's just still it's the same company. It's the
Yeah.
plastic thing of being like, it's just a water tank. We just called it a water tank. I don't know why everybody's calling it an animal.
They rebrand it.
Yeah.
for
So they
each
would go
region.
through that and they come and pump the water in.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we would like haul water from the city into from Gallup, New Mexico, baby.
So you'd be
Gallup.
like, just dumping buckets kind of a thing,
well,
or you had
no, it
like
was
a
like
trailer.
thing you turned on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we had something. Yeah.
I picked up my dog from my friends were in Nevada and they were going from Nevada to Las Cruces, New Mexico. They stopped in Gallup
Damn.
and I met them in
G-Town.
Gallup and that's where I picked up Red Dog from them. And that was, I mean, that's my main man for.
It's your
I don't
dog
know.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I passed. He's 15 or something.
I didn't know you had a res dog. That's crazy.
He wasn't a res dog. We just went to Gallup, New Mexico to pick him up.
Oh.
She just got custody. Of
That was their stopover.
I see,
That was
I
their
see.
stopover. He was like he lived actually.
He was like a farm dog, right? Most of your
He was a
dogs are-
farm dog, and he outside like an hour or so outside of Las Vegas.
Okay.
Dude.
But I do know about res dogs because I worked with a lot of dog rescues here,
Yeah.
and Gallup has a 90% kill rate.
Oh yeah, well it's because those
The
res
res
dogs ate a woman like 3 years
They
ago.
ate a woman?
Yo, it's wild out there. That's how many.
No. That's not why they're killing them. They're not killing them because they're
So
monsters.
a lady got killed by like a pack of stray dogs.
Yeah, so like the res dogs, especially when they go out to the res, they make little packs.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
crazy because they're packs of different breeds. And a lady she got caught sleeping, dog. You can't. You got to keep your eyes out for them res dogs, man.
And
If you
they
see
got
them,
her.
you get inside, man.
So one of the things that CSU will do is they have one of the best vet programs up there, and they'll actually take the students down to places like Gallup and go on the res and be like, hey, we'll do shots, we'll do
Yeah.
this, we'll fix them
For neuter, yeah.
free.
That's
So they'll
Neutering.
take them down there because the biggest thing is the only way to stop them from having more dogs
is to get the
is to
stuff out
fucking
there.
clip just clip something off of them because it's the way they breed down there because they're res dogs. Nobody keeps them in.
Yeah,
They go into heath, they get pregnant, they have puppies. That's it.
So my dog is a res dog. Is from Lisa Parker's puppies down in Durango, and she goes to the res and she brings them and she does all the shots and clips them.
Yeah.
So it's a huge problem, and
Yeah.
so like that's the only way to fight it. Otherwise, they're just gonna like you said, they're just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger populations.
Well, that's the problem with cats.
yeah, and horses. You know.
Horses a little bit less because they have a gestation period of it's 11 months, and they don't go back into heat right away. But like cats will like breed.
Yeah.
They'll have like 8 kittens, and she's out there howling like a month later.
That's crazy.
Like she can keep on. She's like she's more
I
like a
didn't know.
rabbit. Dogs are like twice a year. I mean.
But dogs will have a lot of puppies. I mean, dogs will have like 10 pups.
Yeah.
We were talking last time. My coonhound, she was one of 17 puppies.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So horses take longer. The problem is they need more food, and so then you have more starving horses.
More starving horses, also more like habitat destruction.
Destruction, yeah.
Did you ever watch Yellowstone?
The show?
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
The first season, they're on the res, and that's like the part of like the whole thing.
We gotta kill these horses.
No, he goes out there
Nope, he's
and he
trying to save the
catches.
horses?
He catches a stallion.
Only one of 2 storylines here.
Yeah.
We're either killing the horses or saving
So
the
white
horses.
guy is with native girl. They live on the res because the white guy's dad is not okay with it. And then he catches a stallion and breaks the stallion.
Oh, how beautiful. What a great
How
metaphor.
beautiful.
Season 1.
Hey!
Season 1.
We know exactly where we're standing.
Yeah. And then, by the way, they end up going back to the white guy's ranch eventually.
Yeah. The native's not in like the later seasons, right?
No, she is.
Oh, is she? Good.
Yeah.
Because I only know Yellowstone from the
She is
TikTok
because they
clips.
also, and then
From
they
the
have the
TikTok clips,
kid.
yeah.
They have the kid too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she got like, there was like a racist scene with her in a shop in town.
Yeah, where the sister, so the sister Beth, not her sister, the
Guy's sister.
sister-in-law. She's a sister-in-law. Goes in there and is like, "I'm a badass," and yeah, that's it. I don't know how to explain that show.
Yeah.
It's like it's the Sopranos.
I've never
It's
watched
the
it.
Sopranos in Montana, and
Rural
the thing we forget about the
Sopranos.
Sopranos is the Sopranos. They're all dirtbags. That's why we like
Yeah.
watching them. It's not like they're heroes in it, and I don't know. But I will say, have you
The
ever
overt
caught a
racism,
stallion
It hits better.
Have I ever caught a stallion?
and broke it like they do in Yellowstone on the res?
No.
All right, just making sure.
I have fed a starving horse. I have one time it was like dead of night. It was a full moon. I go out to take a shit outside in the outhouse, and like the clouds are like covering the full moon, and then like I hear something like rustling over here, and like the cloud moves, and it's just like 20 wild horses.
That's
just
wild.
all staring at me. I'm like, well, I don't need to take a shit anymore.
Yeah,
You know
because
what
I
mean?
just shit my pants.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's
yeah.
shit on my legs now.
Yeah.
So I have to
but
go to the water buffalo.
so beautiful. Also, I'm like, I ain't trying to get trampled right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna, and
Well,
so-
you can't. The problem with horses is that they're prey animals. So like
Okay.
they look at you. It's not like the stallion be like, "Oh, this motherfucker right here.
Right.
I'm gonna trample his ass." It's whatever's chasing them behind them.
Right,
That'd
and
be
then
like,
is-
this
yeah.
guy's not getting in our way.
But
We're
that-
gonna keep going.
If they get spooked and they go my direction.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
They're
Lion
not scared
King.
of you.
I saw Lion King.
saw
Okay.
Lion
Yeah. That's Lion King. That's Lion King shit. You're right. That is
Yeah.
what it is. And yeah, do they pick up horses down there? Do they pick them up? Like, do they? They probably
So
do.
the wild horse population is huge on the Navajo Nation. There's one of the things where like some people were thinking of trying to hunt them or like trying to trap them. There's like and on the Navajo Nation we have like I don't know 60% of the wild horse population in the
Of the
United
whole
States.
U.S. is
Of
there
the
in
whole
Navajo
U.S.
Nation.
That's
Wow.
wild.
It's been fucking up areas, and so they nix the hunting thing, and you sort of get why. Just it's kind of a weird thing to see.
I don't get it.
horses get
I'm a
shot.
pro horse eating individual.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, I just figure if people are starving, let them eat some horse meat or something, right? I mean,
because why not? Right? Yeah,
But I get it. That's a.
it's the imagery.
Lindsay's just like steaming. Like
I don't think they would taste good.
I mean,
Like I think
you
that
can
what
flavor
you're getting,
anything.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
just gotta
even
cook
like,
it
I don't think
proper.
it's.
Yeah.
I don't think that people are necessarily like starving. Like I think you could get more from a cow, anyways. And I just don't think that these horses that also are starving would take. It's like eating starving deer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just
I
don't
disagree. I think that it would be delicious if cooked properly.
Think, yeah. Maybe it's like goat where you can fuck it up easily. You know?
Like maybe like I mean
know.
also
But goats you can just grind up and spice.
put it in a sausage.
Put it in
you
your
know, you
roll.
just put it in a sausage.
Exactly.
Nobody's
Put it in
gonna
a
know the wiser.
sausage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd eat horse sausage. Yeah, any day because the flavor is gonna be coming, like no matter what.
Yeah, just put some peppers and some spices in there,
Yeah.
I used to compete in this Fish and Game wildlife cook-off. This is a very Alabama story.
Yeah, go for it.
But there were major categories. There was like a fish category, there was a fowl category, for ducks and such. And then there was a game category, and then there was like a wild card. Like this is something that doesn't fit into those other categories which would be like rodents and like wild pigs
Alligator.
and like alligator and like nutria, which is a huge rodent.
Nutria is a rodent, and at one point when I was working in the dog food stores, they tried making a dog treat that was out of the nutria, but then they'd have to explain to them that they were more or less rats, and then people just didn't buy it.
Oh yeah, nutria
But
are
it was trying to get rid of the issue.
yeah, they're a big problem in Louisiana
like a
and
rat.
stuff. They
Yeah,
destroy
giant.
the
Like how big? Like
they're the largest
possum?
rodents.
Well, capybaras, I thought.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. Nutria
They have to
are
be this
Nutria are like very similarly related to capybara.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very big. Oh no, that's like tiny. They probably get 50, 60 pounds.
That's a big rodent.
Yeah.
50, 60 pounds.
Yeah.
50, 60
Like
pounds.
larger
What?
than a beaver, because they're bigger than beavers, and beavers are huge.
Oh,
That's
man.
wild.
If I saw one, I would punt it.
So,
man.
yeah, they're
Get
huge.
The hell away
And it
from
would
me.
eat your foot, dude.
And they have teeth like a beaver because they gnaw through like aquatic vegetation and shit.
Yeah,
but
they're
in,
trying to
Oh,
fix the
there's
issue.
like the-
Because I mean, listen, you feed it to the dogs, right?
Yeah,
Who
right.
gives a
Well,
shit?
they've been trying to get-
They
they've
feed
been-
horse meat to
I mean,
the
you
dogs.
can feed the horse meat to the dogs.
there's been like ever since the Nutria first was introduced into the United States,
Yeah.
they've had programs in Louisiana and Mississippi because it destroys, like they eat all the vegetation that holds the wetlands in place. So kind of similar to the horses, except with water instead of like wind. Basically they eat everything and then it washes the land away. So they
Right,
say
which is
that
an
like
issue with the horses.
the nutrias like are accelerating the loss of land in Louisiana. They say like if not for the nutria, there would be more land still.
Sure.
But they lose like 20 acres every day
That's
in
crazy.
Louisiana that just gets swallowed up by the ocean. So for years they've had, and even when I was in college, I had friends that would go hunt nutria because they would give you money because they're trying to get rid of them.
I want to
Yeah.
feed these to my dogs now.
So they'll give you like $5 or $10 for like killing one. So like I had a friend in college who was from Louisiana, and he would go over there like twice a year and shoot as many as he could, and then like cash them in.
That's
How much
what
would
they'll
he
let
make?
you-
He'd make like $1,000, but he was killing like hundreds of them.
Yeah,
like,
but
he's
you
getting
also
5 or 10.
So, but you get different parts of the country, right? So like pigs, right, down in Texas and stuff like that. You've got all those issues also, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like you can just kill them and get money for them, and then even Australia with the kangaroos and stuff like that.
The cats. Well, in Australia, they actually got rid of the cats, which was kind of a fun science story for you. But basically, cats were like taking over in Australia, and Australia has a bunch of
Do you mean like house cats?
house cats.
Oh,
Yeah, house
I was talking about
cats.
kangaroos.
Oh.
Yeah. Because kangaroos are like deer, which I guess would be similar to.
But the house cats, they actually invented a disease to kill all the cats in
Oh,
Australia.
really? Little biowarfare, huh?
Yeah, see, they're
Cat
not going to do that
COVID.
with the horses, though. I think
Yeah.
they just got to fix them. But the problem is you really can't fix mares.
Oh, why not?
It's like it's so intensive of a process. It's not as fast as like a dog,
Yeah.
It's
That
like a surgery. You
It's
gotta
like
knock
real
'em out.
surgery rather than just like a little snippy.
Do you know if it changes behavior in males?
Yeah, it definitely will because they
Yeah.
won't be as
They'll
dominant for
aggressive,
sure.
yeah.
But I think they try to clip them, and then what they do is they round them up and they do like Mustang auctions and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
So you can go and just buy a Mustang.
because they do have value.
They
right?
do, yeah. They still
Yeah.
have value, but
Well, I think some people like they have good genetics because they've been living in the wild. So some people like
That's
those
fair.
genetics because they can handle
I think some
shitty
people.
food and stuff. You know?
I think some people still like the mythos of breaking a stallion and being able to. We're now connected forever.
breaking a
because-
Mustang would be different than breaking a stallion, though.
Oh, I'm sorry, breaking a Mustang.
Mustang, yeah. I used to break
Yeah.
Mustangs up in Wyoming.
What's the difference?
Male Mustangs, the like genetics, which is more or less like a mutt, and then the stallion is nuts.
So do stallions need to be broken, or are they like raised?
No, you just clip them and then they're geldings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, they need it. All horses need to be ridden. Would need to be broken.
Yeah.
But it would be like a mare is female, and then a gelding is a cut male, and then a stallion is an uncut male,
And is that
and then
gonna be, like,
Mustang would be like the
order of difficulty?
Yeah.
No. Geldings, I would say, are the easiest. Those are the most gentle and the easiest. I, for some reason,
Yeah,
have
somehow
had
cut the
3
balls off.
mares, and that was stupid. Every single time I kept on doing it. I'm like, when I buy a horse, I'm gonna buy a horse. Once this podcast takes off, you guys. Actually, speaking of that, make sure that you join the Patreon because I need a horse.
Horse money.
That's right.
And
That's what
I'm
we
not
should
gonna
call
eat it,
our
all
top
right?
I'm not
tier
gonna
of-
eat it. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna go get these rat bastards. But yeah,
Eat
I
the
think
nutria.
geldings definitely.
Save a horse, eat a nutria. You know.
Yeah, mares and then stallions, and I'm sure there's people that would disagree with me and be like, "Yeah, well, I know some stallions that were really easy, and these fucking mares are assholes." I don't know. But it is. They also do a contest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do the Mustang makeover contest, which is very interesting. So you can go there and you can be like, I'm a horse trainer. And they're like, perfect. I'm going to buy this Mustang that's unbroke. And in 30 days, I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to show you that I was,
But I have a lot of time
the
on my
best.
hands.
Yeah, right.
I was the best at breaking this Mustang, picking it and breaking it and doing the whole thing. And then they do an auction from that. So you can buy. So I wasn't breaking Mustangs. I wasn't like pulling them out of the res and like jumping on them for the first time. The place that I worked at bought those horses. So they'd have like 30 or 60 days on them. And then they'd bring them up to the ranch. And then there was a cowboy up there that would ride them. And then we were like the next tier because we were the wranglers up there.
Yeah.
So then they would let us ride them to get them used to eventually being ridden by guests.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't like, but he would like make us work at the beginning where we would like work with him every day.
Did you only had one cowboy at the ranch, or you had a couple cowboys?
I was a fucking cowboy, bitch.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Like our cowboy boss, he there was one cowboy boss.
Boss
And
cowboy.
then the other wranglers were like the next tiers down. Like he was, he ran it. He ran the show.
Do you have like cowboy hats and like?
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Why
all
don't
that
you
gear.
ever wear any of that?
Because I'm not treating you best. Because I told you, I already have my thing. Curly hair,
That's
fat,
right.
gay. We already figured it out. Actually, my cowboy boss out there, too, started, like, making videos. I really... Listen, please follow us on social media so that I don't off myself one of these days. Because the amount of people that I've either gone to high school with that are now, like... headlining comedy works or like writers on like big TV shows, or even my cowboy boss has like 100,000 followers on Instagram right now.
I mean, it's great for him.
No, it's good. It's good. And I really like it. Like his videos are very cute and I like them. And there's a simplicity to them, which I really like because it's kind of just showing him riding, He's just a Mexican guy from...
Oh, Caballero then.
Yeah, Chihuahua,
We're
Mexico.
cowboys.
They all moved up there and he's just so good with horses that it's like, he would never get that outreach without social media because he's in a little town in Wyoming. And so I'm really glad he's getting that outreach because he's so good at what he does.
That's great. Yeah. Watching good cowboying is beautiful.
Yeah. Did you see them out there like catching the Mustangs on the
No,
race?
I never saw that actually. I saw a lot of missionaries come up and try to fix my grandpa's roof. That happened like once a summer.
Is that what they do? So they fix the roof and then they're like, and what about cheeses?
And here's some oranges.
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to sing some hymnals and here's some more food for you. It was kind of weird. It was like they were like, they're trying to like buy our, I don't know, souls, with Cheez-Its. But the Cheez-Its were good.
I mean, I don't know. I like Cheez-Its.
I mean, me
Nobody's
too.
knocking on my door right now.
Were they
with
like using
Cheez-Its.
those as like the communion crackers?
Yeah.
We're gonna meet you guys halfway.
So you spent your summers with your mom out there.
Yeah, on the res.
And and then dad was where?
So my dad is in Phoenix. Dad's a lawyer. Was a real estate for city of Peoria. Then he went to City of Phoenix. That's where he lives now. He's retired.
Phoenix proper.
So my dad's the weirdest guy. He got a degree in like biblical studies. I was always like super studious about that. And now he goes like on pilgrimages now that he's retired, like in Israel, in France, in Spain.
And he's like visiting like Christian historic
Yeah,
sites?
like historic, like from like the 1100s and stuff, like
places where miracles happened and
exactly,
shit?
exactly,
Yeah.
and then just
That's wild.
but hiking, like through hiking, so like 70 miles, or
Dang.
he only
He's like
talks in kilometers
backpacking,
now.
like place to place.
Yeah, and his mustache has gotten so big.
Really?
Yeah, he's just grown.
The
just,
more Jesus places that Jesus went to, he sees, the more his mustache.
it's honestly making me believe in Jesus again. All right, seeing how big that mustache
that good
gets.
hair grows.
Yo,
Now, does he use
The
mane
power
and
of
tail?
Christ.
I haven't asked him. All
Okay,
right,
you haven't
no,
asked
I
that.
think he uses holy water.
Do you think it was weird having the
European
jump
equivalent.
between like the city and then going to the res and being
Always,
like,
man.
white people are weird in both places, but at least they're a little bit more tolerable in the city, right?
Yeah, and
I would feel like they're very intolerable.
and it was a like I went to prep school, so you want to talk about intolerable lights?
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
in the center, of
Yeah,
the,
they
of
were
the
annoying
hurricane.
and didn't have Cheez-Its.
Yo, man, just a little bit of Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
No, they would have Cheez-Its, but they wouldn't give me.
Give me any.
Yeah, that's right. They would just be like
They're hoarding the Cheez-Its.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and then white people like in Gallup, like I don't know, they feel there's a lot of like multi-generational families out there that like we're the Southwest.
Right.
We dealt with the natives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so those ones are always kind of.
They think we're cool.
Yeah, I also just don't talk to anybody out in the res.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about going out there is that you can fucking be alone, have a sense of quiet, look up at the sky.
Did you do a lot of camping while you were out there?
A ton of camping.
Camping.
Well, not. It wasn't quite camping. More as just like, I would say
It was quiet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, out there.
Yeah, like I feel like also just in general, like fishing. Was there fishing?
Ton of fishing, fly fishing, all over, man.
Yep.
That's his. That's his.
I miss it, to be honest. The idea of just like walking up a stream, just
Yeah, dude, it's not
losing
like that
yourself.
here in Denver, dude. You can't get some stream section to yourself to save your fucking life.
Is that
Because
true?
there's just too many people out there.
Yeah, well, it's man, don't even get me started. But yeah, it's
All right, forget it. Next question.
Yeah, I know.
it's really popular and there's not a whole lot of like water, So there's a couple spots in Denver. I mean, there's somewhat famously there's a section of the Platte called the Dream Stream, and it is
Packed.
the parking lot's always full, and it's just the worst kind of people.
Oh man,
It's just like, I mean, there's some serious anglers there. There's a lot of people that guide out there, so there'll be people like guiding people,
Yeah.
But it's terrible. I would rather
drive.
Or like I would rather fish somewhere that's not as good at fishing to not be around
To not be around people to have that quiet.
Because
That
it's
makes
just
sense.
it's like you can't even find like it's like combat style. It's like you pick your spot and you're like
This is mine.
fighting. Like it's like people are literally within a casting distance of each other. The
That's-
entire river.
That's
It's
too close, man.
elbows
That's
and
too close.
assholes, dude.
Yeah.
That's what.
Because you're
they
just
say
paying
in the
attention to
fishing
the
world.
people the whole time.
Well,
Right?
and people are
you're
like
just
literally
like-
having to time it. They're like, okay, this guy casted. Now I can cast because I'm
Right,
like
right,
casting
right.
right behind him.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the basketball court and there's multiple people like shooting.
Oh, yeah.
It's like always the most awkward to try to find when you can take that shot or get the
Yeah.
rebound, and if you suck and you keep missing.
The
Yeah.
only
like-
time I ever fish the Dream Stream is at night. Because
Oh.
it's the only time there's nobody there because I don't think you're supposed to be there at night. So
Because it's illegal.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, like trespassing laws, especially trespassing about like a time span, is just the dumbest law ever to me. They're like, "Oh, the park is closed." I'm like, "It's a fucking park, dude. It's you're gonna tell me I'm trespassing now because it's 1 hour later? Like, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
Like,
that
is it
makes sense.
public land or is it public land? You
That's
know?
true.
And like, I get you don't want me to like drown out there, but if I do, then I do. You
It's
know,
America, baby.
like, you know,
drown.
I'm not gonna drown. And if I do, well, fuck it. You know, like
That was my time.
I'll put it in my will.
Drowned fishing. That's
Drown
great.
fishing.
that's
I do doing what I love. Fly
Yeah,
fishing with
exactly.
no people around me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like,
no.
you could have done it during the day and not drown. And you're like, and I wouldn't have loved that. So.
Well, honestly, the people are so worthless. They probably wouldn't even help you. They'd be like, "Oh, I just bought this expensive fly rod. I don't want to set it on the bank to
That's
help
what's
somebody."
crazy. To like the amount of money they put into gear, but they don't go to the mountains and they stay in the city. That's
The
like
gear.
why?
Dude, it's the gear.
Yeah,
It's wild. For
It's a
sure.
status symbol, I think, for a lot of people.
yeah, like Patagonia, Patagucci.
Yeah, well, and I think just like the you see it a lot in the Platte. You know, I see it all the time. Dudes are totally done up. They're like, I just spent $1,000 at the outdoor store, and I'm gonna put all this shit on. You know, and they're,
Yeah,
like-
a cosplaying.
they're cosplaying. That's
Yeah.
100%. They're cosplaying as outdoors people, and yeah, I love fishing. I definitely do not love the culture surrounding it, especially out here. The like elitism of
Would
it.
you say fishing is like your favorite outdoor activity?
I'd say bushcraft, and it's been a while since.
Bushcraft?
Yeah, bushcraft. It's just like trying to. It's like minimalism out in the wilderness, sort of like the survival skills to
like building a shelter, or just generally any kind of bushcraft?
Yeah, building a shelter, like starting fires, and then
Making stuff. Do you ever make like fishing gear?
Yeah, like this, like you know when you take like a stick and you like slice it in 4 ways.
Yeah.
and you put the thing.
Those
and
are
got
cool.
Little little spear and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've speared a fish before.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah.
And then like knowing like what type of bugs you can eat and stuff. Like so I lived out in the desert for a long time, and so like I've had like rattlesnake and like scorpion and just just because they're out there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's what's out there, yeah.
Yeah, dude. That especially the rattlesnakes, man. I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah, beautiful animals, but fucking dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've eaten rattlesnake before.
Catching it, you caught it, and then you roasted it?
Yeah, over the
Wild.
fire and
Skin it like a big long sock.
Yeah, you cut it down the middle, and then you peel it off. Which is crazy.
It's like a really long. I always tell people it's like a really skinny chicken tender. Just one really long tender
Yeah,
on
yeah,
each
yeah.
side.
yeah.
Because it's still got that meat on there. Like, you got that. It's a little chewy, like
Yeah.
crocodile, like kind of like, right?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
everybody says everything that tastes like chicken, but I mean it's white meat.
Yeah, it's just
It's
white
meat.
meat. Yeah.
It's just meat.
And
So,
and the skin is so beautiful too. And you throw that in formaldehyde, and then you just
yeah.
you got
Do you
it.
do that?
Not anymore.
Do you keep the rattlers?
Yeah, so I used to. All that sort of stayed in Arizona, man. Like I had a bunch of like different axes and like all those type of stuff. I haven't bushcraft in 6 years.
You should bring some of that stuff back up here because that's good post-apocalyptic gear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems
yeah.
like it, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's my algorithm definitely knows that I'm scared.
Are you just gonna go to the mountains?
I don't know.
The top of the mountains?
Oh, I think
Fight everybody?
I'd probably stay put. I mean,
Stay put as long as I can. They say bug in before you bug out. So
Interesting.
because it's safer. But if you have
I think
to
it
leave,
kind of depends on
the actual situation.
yeah, like if
what's
it's
happening.
what sort of disaster we're dealing with. I guess
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I can also see. I mean, I guess I feel like I'm somewhat torn because I do feel like depending upon what type of collapse we're in, I feel like the city could be dangerous because
City's dangerous.
Well, because there's people. People can be dangerous.
These
exactly.
people are the worst.
when they get wild.
100%.
And I think some people probably will really lean into it and they'll just start shooting.
And way
you
too
know?
quick too.
Way too quick.
Yeah, Power's been out for a whole day. I'm gonna get my guns out.
Yeah. Immediately. 100%.
And we have so many guns out there. Like that's the thing. It's
It's just the
like,
volume of like it would take a couple days before people really start running out of ammo, and then it's like okay, then you're safe
exactly,
again. you know?
Yeah. No, I don't think
That really
I don't
triggers
that
trust
initial time.
humans enough to like know that we'd all like pair up and be like, we'll help each other. Like we're
Nah.
not. That's years into the situation.
oh yeah, you have to look at that initial trauma.
Yeah,
That-
initial trauma right down the middle. It's probably try to stay down and out of the way, and then if anything, get out of the city. I don't
Oh,
think
there's
the
a couple
city's not.
people. I'm probably headed for their house. You know,
Right. See,
in
and
the
that's
mountains?
the issue.
No.
That's the problem. He's
Oh.
the
to
problem.
kill them. You know,
That's the problem.
No,
because I have a chance. No,
that's great.
Yeah. No, I do think that, and like that, and then, yeah, you don't want to look,
you know,
but I
because
do
the
think
revolution's
that.
coming. That's my chance to eat the rich. You know,
Oh man, finally.
finally, I've been prepping these
They
recipes.
taste like
for years.
Cheez-Its.
Why do they also taste like cheeses? This reminds me of my childhood on the res.
I've been cooking horses and nutria, just
Yo.
waiting for the day.
Yo.
I got my recipe dialed in.
I know that sometimes I've heard from cowboys that they'll kill rattlesnakes and then you can pop the rattler off them.
Yeah, because it's just like I don't know, the stuff that is like in your fingernails, right? That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like a big scale, basically.
Right? Yeah, and the rattle inside of it. And then one time, this guy I knew, he did that, and he thought the snake was dead, but it wasn't, and he stepped on its head, and he went to go pull the rattle off it, and it was a baby.
Oh, that's the worst.
Which are the worst because they'll release the most venom, and it came back and got him on the arm, and they were like out there,
Yeah.
like checking cows or something like that, and he looked at his buddy, and he was like, they both got on their horse. He was like, we got to get the fuck back
Right,
to town,
right.
bro. And he's like the fastest they've ever run those horses into the trailer. He's driving the
Because
horse
you
on
have
the
to keep
trailer.
yourself calm too, otherwise
Yeah.
the blood's gonna
Yeah, it's
spread
the
to
whole
the-
thing, but he was lucky. He survived.
That's
but
great.
I think they needed a lot of anti-venom.
Yeah, did they use a tourniquet or? I actually don't know if that really works either.
I think that is not good. They
Right.
say, right? You're not supposed to do that because it rushes the blood
Well,
faster.
if you know how to do it, you are supposed to tourniquet it if it's on an
was his arm.
appendage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
So
know.
if it's
Right here.
doable, like if you get hit in your main body, they say don't do it.
Right.
But if you get hit on a
They
hand
hurt
or
you.
a finger, they do say to tourniquet it.
I
I've
would
taken
ask.
wilderness first aid and safety.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, what?
I mean, he's a guy that I knew like.
I've also
Over
been bit by a
15 years ago?
rattlesnake too. So.
Have you?
Yeah, I got a dry bite though. So
Oh, thank God.
Well, this was a
Yeah.
baby, so it released a bunch.
yeah, I think that's actually a wives' tale. I think
Oh,
that
yeah?
the baby snakes are less likely to give out venom because they have to save it because they need it for.
Oh, so you think the
protection a little
opposite
harder.
of what everybody else says?
Yeah, it's a wives' tale. Look it up. Trust me.
I mean,
Take it from a guy that got bit by a rattlesnake, by a small one.
how
and-
often do you bring up that line? It's like, oh, I've been bit by a
I've been bit.
rattlesnake. Yeah.
I mean, I used to work on a trout farm and shit, so
Yeah, that
all
classic
the time,
rattlesnake.
usually I just say that.
biting
People are like,
area.
"Oh, you probably got bit by some stuff." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
part of the job."
Part of the job.
No, we had a truck that had didn't have a door. It was like a farm truck, so
Oh, so the snake would go in?
so the snake was in the truck, and I went in there to start it, and it was under the seat, and it bit me on the calf, and I like started freaking out, and then they're like, "Wait, like, do you feel any pain? Is it swelling or anything?" And I was like, "No," and they're like, "Well, then it's been
They
like
get
30
you.
minutes. Like, you would have been
Yeah.
in pain by now if it actually like delivered venom, you know." Which I ended up going to the doctor and shit anyway. But they're
I was
like,
about
yeah,
to
you're
say, I was
fine.
like, did you like finish your shift?
Just
out?
walked it off.
Yo.
Yeah, no, I went to the student, like the
There's so
campus
many
doctor,
things
and
I
they
w-
were like,
yeah.
yeah, it doesn't like. They're like, how long ago did it happen? And I was like, at this point, probably like 45 minutes. And they're like,
No,
oh, it's not
yeah.
swollen or anything. Like, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. You know what the Australians, when I went over there, they told me that what we have is pussy snakes over here.
Wow.
Because the rattlesnake is like 45th or something like that on the most venom.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really hard
Most
to die
venomous.
from a rattlesnake.
And
bite.
like they have the top 5 there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we have a lot of vipers, so that's the thing too. Like here in the
Rattlesnake.
U.S.,
I
rattlesnakes
am allowed to say that.
Okay.
incredibly.
It's what it's called.
No, rattlesnakes are super. It's difficult as if you're a healthy person. It's pretty hard to get killed by a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, first off, they like.
I'm not a
rattle.
healthy person, so I
So
would
you
get
hear
killed
them.
by a rattlesnake.
Well, don't get bit.
I mean, yeah, well, I know, but that's
No,
the problem.
but
He's in
even-
the truck. These are the stories that I think about
Even
at
if you
night.
get bit, though, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Your face does not say so.
you've got a better chance. I mean, I forget what the status is, but
Yeah.
it's like 5 people in the U.S. every year die. It's like less than 20
Yeah.
people
Oh,
die
yeah,
from
yeah,
rattlesnake.
That makes sense.
So it's
Well-
like that means you've got a better chance of like getting struck by lightning.
But people
like-
do get struck
It
by
happens.
it. And I was so when I lived in Yellowstone, there was this photographer. He worked at the park for I don't know, like 15 years, and so he knew all the stuff to do, and he just stopped following good like etiquette. And yeah, he got in between a mama and her cubs.
God
and,
Oh, he
damn,
got attacked by a
dude.
and he
bear?
got.
God damn.
And the cubs and the mama both partook.
They ate him?
And so they had to hunt down both
Both?
the mama and the cubs and put them down because they had the taste for human flesh.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because you
yikes.
can't have grizzlies run around.
No,
snowing.
not the
Oh, yeah.
park like that.
Yeah, and so
Dang, dude.
yeah, that and it's crazy because it was just like a Tuesday morning, and you're like
Just a
getting
regular
breakfast.
old
You're
day.
The
like,
baby is like, I was following mom.
yeah. And what
Now
did I
I'm
do?
getting shot?
Yeah, and there's 2 of them too.
She's a dumb bitch.
He did it too.
Yeah, what I would
We all
other
were
bear's like,
hungry.
fuck, bro.
We all were hungry. Cut us some slack.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
man.
wild.
Yeah, mammals are a different story though, and I often say this a lot. I don't know if I say this a lot on the pod, but you know, I was a fish scientist, field biologist for a long time, and so all of like the crawly things, I've encountered them enough to like not be afraid of them. Like I'm not afraid of gators or snakes or sharks.
I am.
Gators.
I
Absolutely.
am.
Fuck a gator, dog.
But mammals, more so am I afraid of because I think they're to me at least they're more unpredictable. You know, they have a bigger, broader range of behaviors and shit. You know.
Well, also
Right.
a grizzly can run 35 miles an hour and climb
Yeah, that's
trees.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I don't fuck with
wild.
grizzlies, dude.
Grizzlies
That's-
are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown bears you can like fight off, but they. Have you ever seen a brown bear like climb a tree? They
Yeah,
like hold it
and they hold it and they go up. Yeah, yeah.
It's,
That's
and they get up there
wild.
quick too.
I don't know. I just watched a video of fucking alligators and it like froze down in like I don't know whatever South Carolina or whatever. And so what they do is they tip their noses up, and
crazy.
so it's just this part frozen, right outside of it, and then their body goes into like more or less like a hibernation.
Yeah.
And then they just sit there like that, and then once everything unfreezes, they just go back to swimming.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate everything about it. Sounds like a fucking cartoon movie or something. Like it doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound like it could actually happen. I hate that. Yeah. They're monsters, and I don't trust them. They're fucking dinosaurs.
Well, fortunately, you don't really have to worry about it. We're like
I chose.
We're
this
like a
state.
2-day drive.
Yeah.
We're like a 2-day
there's no
drive.
gators.
There's no fucking gators up here. I like the idea of the South. I don't want to be near gators. I watched a dude. Speaking of hunting. This is a crazy video. You know when sometimes you get across a crazy video on TikTok and you're like,
what is happening?
This is nuts. He's got a German pointer, right? He's hunting with the dog and he's doing this little video of like, me and my dog, we're buddies and we love to hunt. And you're like, perfect. He's going to grab a bird. Iguanas. He's grabbing
hunting iguanas?
This motherfucker is grabbing these iguanas and like shaking it, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm watching right now. But he's like a lizard hunter.
Dude, he's probably getting money for he's probably getting a bounty for those.
Yeah.
They also aren't. They're I mean.
They're a big issue in South Florida.
Yeah.
I don't think they're supposed to be in the U.S. at all. I'm pretty sure they're.
Yeah, he's out there.
Like
I've just never seen that kind of hunting.
Oh man, Florida's got so many invasives. It's crazy. But
yeah,
they've
that's why I
got
don't live in Florida, bro.
Pythons, anacondas, and I mean they have the invasive crocodiles from Africa in Florida too.
Really?
Sure.
Why?
Yeah.
Because people brought them for sideshows and
like they escaped from like a zoo. Or
that's what happens. They keep them in their apartment.
Yeah, like there was one incident that I think they've tracked a lot of the big snakes to, where it was like a zoo wildlife park. And a hurricane just wiped it out, and everybody they just bailed. It came quick, and they're like, the animals will be fine. and
they're not, and that's a crazy thing. And that's why I don't trust these places either, because they're not okay. So they'll either leave them abandoned in there, or they'll flood out somehow, which is absolutely insane.
They got away. I mean, rumor has it that the staff just like let them go.
Which
really?
Which also
like, the hurricane will get them.
And then now they just have this huge problem.
And now there's just Well, it's. I mean,
listen, if you're the staff that's working there, you're probably not the most.
No,
they probably get
this
paid like
isn't
shit.
like Denver Zoo type place. This is like
oh no, it's like
and in Tiger King.
Florida already had like super lax laws about bringing animals in and stuff. You know, like in Colorado, there's certain wildlife you aren't even allowed to bring here.
Right.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't have any of those.
Hopefully, alligators and crocodiles.
Yeah.
They probably do now, but at the time, back in Florida, they were pretty wide open. They were, pro exotic animals because it was a big industry, and the legal exotic animal trade was like helping the state fight.
That makes sense. You got all the boats down there and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it was like a wild pig had mated with a domesticated pig, and the size of the wild pigs are getting bigger and bigger.
Because the domesticated pigs are big because we eat the meat.
Exactly. And it was terrifying. You know what I mean? It was like a hog.
We were talking about them last time because they'll fucking bite through your leg. Like they can cut the bone, though.
A couple hunters in the South every year get killed by pigs.
Really? I mean, I believe it. Because they're fucking big.
My best friends.
They're like the dogs, they pack up. There's like a herd of them.
And they're smart, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, and they're invasive in the ground too. You know what I mean? Because they're digging up the ground and stuff like that. They'll kill little dogs and stuff like that. They're nasty.
Yeesh.
Those things are nasty. I can't imagine. But I would take a pig any day over
a gator.
A gator.
Nope.
I would.
They call them swamp puppies. Apparently, like they're very docile. Usually.
Super docile. Well, they're cold blooded. They don't waste any
energy unless they're trying to eat something or they feel threatened, right?
They said they would cut the neck from below. That's what at the crocodile farm in Australia that I went to.
Oh, really?
They would cut the neck from below because there's more. And then they would send the skins over to Italy because you can get more money on the top.
Really?
And it's also like on the neck. It's like the most vulnerable
they
spot.
They shoot them in the South.
No, because you can get money for that.
Yeah, so then
they're using it to send for skins and boots and things like that.
Yeah, for like
and
Gucci,
so they'll keep the back fresh, but also the back is tougher than the bottom, and so you can just go like
there.
Tony Soprano style, like yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the South they
also lost. By the way, that place also lost crocodiles from a flood.
That's
Lo-
crazy.
They lost them.
Lost them.
Well, they're
in the
native though, so
town.
that's like not like they're supposed to
To
be
Australia?
there. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know that Australia are they saltwater crocodiles or
Yeah.
Yeah.
those things get big.
Everything that'll kill you in Australia is either like it's
Well, they have a lot of venomous spiders and insects.
yeah, so
too.
spiders out like crocodiles, spiders, sharks, snakes, even some of like the frogs and shit. Like it's all
Yeah.
like
It's all deadly.
I mean, yes, technically, like a kangaroo could kill you if you like same thing if you like got up on it or something
Yeah.
like that, and it can like cut like your insides out. Like that's the biggest thing is the claws.
Oh, yeah.
So like you know how like if we hit a deer and you have to worry about the antlers if it goes to the like you have to worry about the claws with them
Okay.
because even when they're dying like they'll still go like. But then also and
They'll
then they
take
got
you out with them.
they've got coyote they got dingoes over there.
Oh yeah, and they eat babies.
But they eat babies, but they don't really. There's not enough of them to eat or control the kangaroo population. So the kangaroo population is there's too many of them
rampant?
because
Yeah.
also the crocodiles can't control it or anything, and the
Yeah.
snakes don't
Management.
care.
Yeah, I bet I bet the wildlife management jobs in Australia are fucking insane.
Well, they also
Yeah.
don't have guns.
When they have them, it's just
They
harder
just-
to get them.
What's
Yeah.
crazy? So at the zoo, they're building like a Australia exhibit, and so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
talking about the different animals. So easy to get a kangaroo. Anybody can get a kangaroo.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you know, there's too many of them. Koalas, they won't let out of the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the chlamydia.
yeah, it might be. You know.
They have chlamydia. They like,
ton
and then
of
people are
chlamydia.
like,
And
oh,
fingerprints, too.
They're just fucking each other. And it's like, no. I think they're also like in the trees. They like shit on each other.
Yeah.
It's not even like they're just out there. I love the idea that people think that somehow like the way they're all getting chlamydia is they're like these.
just
They're just
fucking.
being dogs out
Yeah.
there.
I mean,
I
they're
think
just
that-
out there just fucking,
I mean, they
jumping
probably
from
are
tree to
fucking a lot,
tree.
too.
I think they do fuck.
No, they're also like shitting on each other. Like they're also
That's
just
fair.
they're a little slothy. Honestly, they're just a little slothy for me. You know,
They just I've heard that they don't really do anything.
they don't do
yeah,
shit.
but they're cute.
And then they get like stuck in the middle of the road because they like.
How do
like,
they
Are
do,
trying to go from tree to tree.
Like if they bring them here, do they have to import the food for them because they just eat the eucalyptus tree?
Well,
right?
that was the problem with the red panda that the zoo had, is that the food was so expensive and it only ate one type of
Yeah, of course.
bamboo.
That makes
and,
sense.
And so then that's why they like we're not going to continue with the red panda.
It wasn't.
stuff.
It wasn't Chinese diplomats came through and were like, "We're taking our panda
taking
back."
our panda.
If
back.
the
Joe
zoo-
Biden's not playing nice.
If the zoo made a Native American exhibit, what would they put in there?
No, they sort of have. I
they
love.
have it?
I think bison, but the thing
Bison.
about bison is that they need lots of area
Space.
to roam. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they
And they're mean.
And so they manage Daniels Park, the bison herd up there. They give the bison herd's getting so big that they give bison to tribes every year. It's like
Oh,
that's
really?
Cool. It's the only city that repatriates bison to Native American tribes.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah,
are
shout out
they-
Denver.
The zoo is managing the herd, and is that the herd that's up on I-70?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, are they giving them back to be like re-released, or are they giving them as food, like already butchered?
No, so giving them back to because all these tribes are trying to restart the bison herds. So
Yeah,
these
yeah.
tribes have like people that are part of the tribal government managing the herds.
So they're like genetically distinct, like putting them into breeding programs on the tribe. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I have heard that herd is, like they have good genetics. Like
Yeah.
they have like diverse males, and they've like done a good job of making sure they don't like inbreed.
like we do with the cows.
Yeah, but the ones in Yellowstone, oh my God,
They're big?
Yeah, like big, and like I mean that's the one I got tattooed on me is the bison, just because of like how like you
Majestic?
feel, oh, so gorgeous,
Right, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it's just really interesting. They have really like they'll surround the red dogs, the babies,
Mm-hmm.
when there's predators, and when they're all running away, they'll knock down the weakest one, so that the whole herd can get away.
The whole herd. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's wild just to see, "Pwah," you know what I
Damn.
mean? Like you can
Yeah.
watch the slow motion, "Pwah," and then they drop.
Dang,
And
dude.
yeah, they run that park, man. Just like because they'll stop traffic, nobody can like go things, and they're just out there with their tongues just like
So bizarre. I like when you see the videos and people are trying to take a picture of them and then they just run them over and
Oh.
you're like,
Yeah.
What did you think? Because they do look almost
Fuck those
docile.
tourists, man. Absolutely. I'm glad just.
How many signs do you have to have in a park to be like, don't approach the animals?
They're not pets.
They're
know
not
what I mean?
pets.
They're not.
You don't need that picture. Also, you have an iPhone 14. Like, you can take
Zoom
it from
in.
far away.
Exactly.
You know what I
the
mean? And
zoom.
still, yeah, you could just
Do
use
they
the
do
zoom.
do they do the rule of thumb? Did I tell you that one over there? That's what
What?
they told them at Rocky Mountain National Park.
If they're
Like you
bigger
should
than
be
the
able to
rule.
like close one eye and fully cover the animal up with your thumb.
That's how
Yeah.
far away you need
and
to
if
be.
you can't, then you're too close.
There's
That's
so
fair.
many buffalo too up in Carr and stuff like that. Like
Oh,
as you're
really?
going towards Wyoming. So in between of like Wellington to
Is it buffalo
Cheyenne?
or beefalo? Because I know beefalo is getting more and more popular.
You know, from the road, I don't know.
Can you tell by looking, or do they?
No, I've only been able to I asked.
have to
It
Yeah,
feels like
yeah,
they would
yeah,
that
yeah.
the buffalo would have the stronger genetics, so it would look more like a buffalo, but it would have
Yeah.
maybe like
Probably a little smaller.
probably a
and-
little smaller.
But
But
that's
from the
most of the
road, I
bison you
can't
eat
tell.
is
Yeah,
beefalo.
that makes sense. Oh, really? When you buy from
Crossed,
the store and
yeah.
stuff like that, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense because you probably also get.
What do you? This is a weird question. I mean, how is it like a 50-50 cross the beefalo, or are they? Do you know?
I'm not a beefalo expert. I have no idea.
You think it's like mules? Like there's just a bunch of cows getting fucked out there, being like, "Why did I get chosen to get fucked by this bison?"
Yeah,
Like, because
poor
that's what
heifer.
mules you can't make. You can't
Yeah.
breed two mules to get a mule.
Right. Like, what do you mean I can't have grandchildren?
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like corn.
Right. Why do I have this extra chromosome?
That's crazy.
This is
That is crazy. I love that. Yeah, I don't know. They're why. I mean, I know that people on horseback will like herd them and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I have heard that it is a different beast for sure.
Do you like mules? I've heard good things in terms of
Yeah.
riding. Like, yeah, are they?
They're
like,
smart.
Okay, yeah, and they can see their feet. That's what I hear in terms of like going
Oh.
down the Grand Canyon and stuff, but like going up mountains, like
Yeah.
they're better.
The Boro.
Like they're like a horse, but
Yeah,
full-wheel
no,
drive.
100%. I think that they're more intelligent than horse. Like one thing that I've always heard was that if you take a herd of horses and you can run them off a cliff because they're stupid. But if you take a mule, it'll stop and it'll fight.
And it's stubborn,
back.
right?
And they're stubborn like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But they are like, and I don't know how true or not true that is, but it's like the idea is that they are. From what I've always heard, at least with mules and donkeys, is like if they're not good, you can't really get that out of them. You know what I mean? But if you have a horse that's not a good horse, you can train it.
Right.
But like your mule or your donkey kind of has to be good from like the get go, and then you can train it to do a million things.
If it
You
has
know
a
what I
good
mean? But it's
temperament.
like if it did, yeah. If you have that temperament, but like you can kind of manipulate a horse a little bit more
Interesting.
than you can with like mules and there are some people that like that's all they run. That's what they
Mule guys.
You just don't see them as much being as cowy necessarily. So like I don't know if like right now I have been taking roping lessons when I'm not completely broke, and I would want a roping horse. So I would need something that like already ropes and has that cow like in them,
Yeah.
rather than like a mule that's like
You can't
that would
teach
be
a
better.
mule to rope.
Yeah, you might use a mule to like go and like
Yeah.
pack out somewhere. You know what I mean? And stuff
Right.
like that. I'm sure there's some guy that ropes on a mule somewhere in the
But
middle
that's just
of
the
wherever.
relationship
You know what I
built
mean?
With the mule.
Yeah.
Wasn't there was a somewhat famous dude. I remember reading about this. This was in like the 70s and 80s. And actually but there was a guy who trained a bison.
To ride it.
And he did like, I think even into the 80s and 90s, he did tons of these exhibition races.
Eye on a buffalo.
Yeah, I mean,
but it was the real story. But apparently it would beat horses on short track
Oh,
races.
no
and shit.
kidding.
And it would be like a big, I think they actually,
because they're made to run longer
short
distances,
distances.
but longer distances than horses, I would think.
Yeah.
well, he had a particular length of race that he would choose where the bison, would have the acceleration
Well, right, because that's why you got
advantage.
quarter horse, right? Like
Yeah.
quarter mile.
Yeah. So it would be a pretty short track. But I think also the racehorses would be kind of scared.
Oh,
So
the
that would be
bison?
part of it
Yeah, that
too.
makes
like,
The
sense.
intimidation.
Because
He
the
would
horses
get
are
a-
fucking
sports, baby.
He'd
stupid.
get a cleaner
All
start.
right. Just the bison just
Let's
like,
go, dude.
But no, he would do that. That dude was
These
around
horses are
until
jumping off cliffs to get away from this fucking bison.
that dude was around to the 80s though. Like I'm pretty sure he would ride this bison.
So
and,
it's doable.
It would win. It was a hard. he had a hard time training it. Everyone said he was insane, but
Again, that's what I'm saying is that I bet you there's some guy who ropes and he's a great roper and he has a mule, but I just don't think it's nearly as common.
Yeah, I
and
don't think so as
like
well.
my dad, he's from Atlantic City. They used to have a guy who would jump off a diving board with a horse.
Oh, yeah.
And into a
Oh,
fucking like that was like their whole
really?
thing. And it's not like so you could train like a horse to swim, and it's like no, you can't train a horse to jump off a diving board. That one person.
I
trained a horse
love
to jump off a diving
Sideshow.
board.
Like Sideshow is like my favorite. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's this girl at Casa Bonita who has the record for like sword longest in her mouth or something like that.
There's only
But
so many people that can do that, right? Isn't there like a percentage of people?
I have no idea, but
Oh,
she's
like-
one of them.
she has a record for sword swallowing?
Yeah,
Oh,
Dang.
crazy.
I know.
Do you know how many it was?
I have no idea.
Think she
I
could swallow
find
his
more
dick?
stuff. I mean,
All right.
isn't that like the implication?
No,
like
that's
right away?
exactly why you guys like
Yeah,
watching it.
yeah.
I don't look. I look at that and I just go, must be tearing up her insides. There's no way
Yeah.
that there's not that, and I do think that there's men that.
Yeah, I don't know. That is crazy though. Does she like? Obviously, she works at Casa Bonita now, so she's not making a living as a sword swallower, or
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I think you go to Vegas for that, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, Sideshow travels. I think. Isn't
Oh,
that the whole
Sideshow
point?
travels. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
on my last joke of my dick, I think that's a good place to end, right?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. This is good. It's been so fun. It's
That
so
was
enjoyable.
Where? So let the people know where they can find you.
Sure. At Danger Emerson on all the socials. Got a monthly show at Redline Contemporary Arts Center called Tassa Vu. It's the first Monday of every month. Come out.
And if you go to Casa Bonita, stop
Please
touching
don't.
the gorilla's
Thank
titties.
you.
Be
Thank
chill.
you.
Tip the gorilla. Do you have a tip thing?
Yeah,
as
do you
the
have a
gorilla?
tip?
No, you can tip the gorilla. Yeah,
You should have like a little
Accept it.
barrel, and then they
Yeah.
could put tips inside of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I feel like a fanny pack's a little invasive.
All right, put money into a banana and then give it to me. All right.
Oh, that seems like a lot of effort.
Big bills only.
Yeah. And you can find us at WolfHawk Comedy on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, that's it. Those
Yep.
are the ones. All of them. I thought about starting a Twitter for WolfHawk the other day. I don't think.
X.
Or an X. Yeah. I don't. That seems crazy,
What
right?
about Threads?
Threads.
I know. I just did one for Lizzy for me, but like.
I got kicked off of X, and I'm never going back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we would have to do with Threads. It would be WolfHawk, but I don't know what we would be posting about besides
I
our
don't know.
clips.
Jokes.
I don't know, jokes.
For WolfHawk, but like not
Seems like a lot of work.
individually.
I mean,
As a group, we just be making like.
maybe pictures of wolves and hawks. That'd be cool.
Do you think? Oh my
Only
God! What if
wolf
we
and
had
hawk
one and it was,
related
and then
jokes.
people would like look at it and be like, I don't know what this Twitter is actually.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was a wolf and a moon, and we reposted it 45 times. All right,
Yeah,
well,
just-
we'll look into Threads.
Just a poll every week about
Which do you like
strange-
more?
Well, yeah, which do you
Yeah.
like more?
Wolf or hawk?
It's the same. It's the same poll every week.
We'll get a lot of data eventually.
Yeah. We just do this exact same one. We never
That's a
change
fun
the
bit.
verbiage. We do it
Yeah,
for 5 years. Nobody knows. Everybody's like, wow, that was worth it. But you can also find me at Lizzy Wolfson on Instagram, Facebook, and then also on our YouTube page where you can get the video of this podcast. So you want to follow at Lizzy Wolfson on YouTube so you can get all the video content that you
Yep.
need of WolfHawk Comedy.
You can find me at Mr. MR Mike Hawkburns on pretty much everything. Elliot Broder on YouTube.
Except for
although-
X because he was kicked off of that.
That's true.
Yeah, on X I was actually
What'd
for
you
a wh-
say?
Well, I created a fake account. This is when it kind of was wide open. So I changed my name to Tammy Lasagna. And then I was making fun of the conservative commentator lady. Do you know what I'm talking
She's
about?
satire.
I can't even remember
He
her.
got kicked off.
I can't even remember her real name because I just call her Tammy Lasagna. But you guys know the one I'm talking about. Lawrence, Tony,
Good.
Tommy.
Even X doesn't know why
Tommy
they kicked him
Lawrence.
off.
Yo,
But
this
yeah,
is the most
basically,
artistic reason.
I
Both of them.
changed
Yeah.
my picture to her, and then I just said stuff that she would say.
Like, come get them titties.
No, more like like I hate minorities. You know,
Yeah.
stuff, just the quiet part.
It was when they were just trying to circle back.
I was
because
like,
everybody
Roger
freaked
Ailes
out.
sexually assaulted me when I worked for Fox News. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just factual things.
I think if we started threads, we only post wolf and hawk pictures plus our clips plus a poll to know which
WolfHawk
one do you like
facts.
better.
Exactly. That's enough.
I mean, that seems
minimal
like,
effort, baby.
and I mean,
We can
that's
just schedule all those at the beginning of the month.
10,000 followers
Game
right
over.
there, baby, right
Come
there.
on.
Just to see if the poll ever changes. I think that's a genius idea. Thank you so much for
thanks for
coming
joining us,
out,
Joshua.
hanging
My
out,
pleasure.
and talking about the outdoors.
Outdoors.
Not really that much comedy, but the outdoors. Next time, we'll have you back. We'll talk more about comedy. I like your outdoor stories, though.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you guys next
Glad
week.
to have you. Thank you guys. Bye.
I can't believe you ate snakes over and over. It's wild.
It's great.